really part of the team, then you want to stay, then you make contributions, then you make a world championship, and then all of a sudden your whole life changes. And this is life-changing for these guys on this bus right now. Everybody in the organization that participated, that wasn't hurt, was on that field, on the roster. Their life has changed completely because they'll be known as world champions the rest of their life.
Well, this may come as a surprise to absolutely no one, but the buses are stuck in traffic here in Los Angeles, so we're going to be a little bit behind schedule getting this thing going. But, Jerry, you mentioned Freddie Freeman, how the whole world now knows what he's been going through. You go back to July when his son Max was diagnosed with GBS and how hard that was on Freddie and his entire family. And then he comes back to play and he breaks his finger in August. He has that terribly sprained ankle in September when they clinched the division against the Padres. And then we find out, we knew he was dealing with something with his oblique area, but we find out that he has broken rib cartilage 2 days before the playoffs even started, to the point it was so bad that his father, Fred, said, Freddie, maybe you should just shut it down and just not play anymore. And Freddie's comment to him was, Dad, I'm never going to give up. I'm never going to stop.
But that's the characteristics of the Freeman family, not just Freddie Freeman. He learned that from his dad, and that's why Freddie looked at his dad. Are you kidding me? I wasn't raised that way. We're a family of fighters. And to go back to Max Strong, Freddie Freeman, what his family had to endure, if he would have stepped away from baseball, everybody would have understood. Everybody would have understood. He took a little bit of a break, stayed there with his family, stayed there with his son, and as he continued to get better, he got back to the team. And then when he came back here to Dodger Stadium, his first at-bat, this entire stadium gave him a standing ovation. That meant the world to Freddie Freeman and his entire family, and that's why Freddie Freeman continued to fight despite the multiple injuries.
Yeah, you know, you mentioned that it was not only the fans, and it was just an incredible moment, but, you know, the umpires, the opposing team, because we know moments like that, there's bigger than baseball. You know that there's family, and it's bigger than baseball, and we showed that. And you know what? I think these players and Oral, you can attest to this. When you win a World Series and when you see it, it's bigger than you. You know, that's what's great about it. You have that moment and you're able to achieve it. But then when you go on this parade, you go on that float and you see all the fans, you realize it is bigger than you, and you were able to accomplish that. And I think even in that moment, it is bigger than baseball, and recognizing that, listen, this is an amazing, amazing game that we get to be a part of, and that it can support you. It is you have your own family, but baseball can bring a bigger family that, you know, when it's all said and done, when times are tough, are there to support you. And boy, these fans really, really showed it to Freddie Freeman, and boy, did he show it right back.
You know, the whole Freddie story is kind of emblematic of what goes on with an everyday player. There's so much respect within a locker room for the everyday players because they play with aches and pains. They play with while they're hurt. They try and figure out another way to get on the field. They don't take days off, day games after night games. If they're a superstar, they're expected to be in there. And so when a guy like Freddie gets hurt, and then there's compensatory injuries around that as he's rehabbing, as he's trying to take batting practice, as he's trying to run, other parts of his body start to hurt. Everybody in that locker room knows what he went through, and they know what they're all going through. Nomar and Jerry know that the aches and pains of a daily, these are not weekend athletes. There's a game tomorrow or a plane flight the next day and a game the next day. It is a continuous battle that makes them respect each other, have a family atmosphere, and they really bond, and they bond even more when winning is the glue.
I think we're still waiting for some of our injuries to heal.
Yeah, definitely.
They ain't never gonna heal.
Right?
Yeah. Getting old is not for the weak-hearted. You got to be strong when you get old after being an athlete.
It's all worth it. And here, listen, we see these guys on the bus. Bus is right there. Now it looks like the traffic has died down. Now they can start the parade. But this bus ride, these guys will never forget. And 15 years from now, they're going to be at Dodger Stadium together, celebrating the anniversary of this World Series championship. 25 years from now, they're going to be together celebrating this World Series championship. It, without question, is life-changing.
There were so many poetic moments throughout this October run. And I'd be remiss if I didn't mention the Walker Buehler-Oral Hershiser story, because after the Dodgers won the pennant against the New York Mets, and We were sitting there inside the stadium, and Oral says Walker reached out to me, and he wants to know if he can wear my 1988 road gray jersey from the World Series. When you threw a complete game, Oral, to beat the Oakland A's, to bring that championship to Los Angeles, and then he wears your jersey to Game 1. Little did we know he would be wearing his own gray jersey on the road, finishing out Game 5 of the World Series with a strikeout to end it. It was just beautiful. It was poetic. And who knows, maybe 36 years from now, there'll be some other young kid who's not even born yet who reaches out to Walker and wants to wear his jersey.
Yeah, it was quite a tribute. Walker called me in the middle of the game after he threw 4 great innings against the Padres. In the 6th inning, I get a phone call, and he goes, "You have your gray jersey?" I said, "Of course, but we're going to have to FedEx it here. It's in Vegas at home." And I got it here. He wore it the night they clinched. His wife got mad at him because he wanted to wear it to the party, and she said, "Oh, it's going to get stained." I said, "Get whatever you want on it. It's got dirt from Oakland on it still. It can have stuff from you. It'll just make it more memorable." And then when I texted him the congratulations after getting the last 3 outs, which he got on slow curveballs, believe it or not, all 3 outs. One was a hanger for a ground ball to third. One was a curveball for a strike at 78 miles an hour that got a strikeout. And one was one in the dirt over the plate. All 3 looked like they could be on the plate and strikes. You know what? What Sandy taught me, what Don taught me, and what others have passed on to this generation, all of a sudden, he remade himself as a pitcher, and it brought this city another world championship. And he actually asked and said, "I'm going to the bullpen in the 6th inning to Dave Roberts." They didn't plan on using him. It was kind of a relationship back to a time in '88 also.
Right.
I am not going to say Walker Buehler is me. I'm just going to say that there's a Dodger way to play ball that started when I came into this organization all the way back with Tommy and Don and Sandy and Campy watching us do our work. And it continues on today, and it is our job as Nomar and Jerry and John and myself and others around the organization to continue to pass on that work ethic, that dedication, and that knowledge.
I'm smiling right here, and I'm chuckling because, you know, as a former player, it's pretty amazing because here we're just talking about the World Series they've achieved. They're at a parade, and Oral's breaking down every pitch and how it is. I mean, right, he knows every single pitch and what you feel, and he's exactly right. And he's talking about, because guess what? The players before him that taught him were breaking down the pitches. I know the same thing. I was fortunate to talk to all the former great players, and they're talking about him. And Ted Williams, he would talk about, you know, I'm getting to talk to Ted Williams, like, listen, that second pitch that you took or you went the other way, that's what I'm talking, you know, I love that. Or that breaking ball, what were you thinking in that moment on those pitches? That's the difference right there. We are fortunate as players to have those that came before us that we admire, that we respect so much, but that's the way they're talking about. Those are the conversations, and Oral here is talking about it right now as we celebrate. Those things stick out to us. That's what it's about, and we can't wait to share that for the next people that we see and say, hey, this is what you did well, this is what you did wrong, or what were you thinking, because we want that inner knowledge and inner circle that we are so lucky to have experienced.
And here's the thing, the Dodgers, and it's no secret, every team uses analytics. The Dodgers use analytics. But if you go to this team, and especially that last game, manager Dave Roberts didn't use analytics, because analytics says, okay, you got to go get Blake Trinan. Blake Trinan is tired. Dave Roberts went up to the mound and looked at Blake Trinan in the eye. Can you get this guy out right now? Absolutely. Didn't need a iPad, didn't need stats. He wanted to look into Blake Trinan's eyes, because that's what it's about. When you're trying to win a championship, you have 26 heartbeats in that dugout. You got to understand your players. And then analytics say, do not bring in Walker Buehler. He has not come out of the bullpen this year at all. It's all about knowing your players, and Dave Roberts did an incredible job, not just in that clinching game, but throughout the whole season, managing the personalities, managing this team throughout injuries, and he better get his due when he walks into this stadium.
Absolutely, and I think even in this entire postseason prior to that, he even said postseason is different than the regular season. 90 feet matters, and there's other intangibles that we don't see. And the criticism he even took, and even some of the losses that they had over the course of this postseason, he was like, no, I have to look still at the bigger picture, and there's more games of play. You're exactly right. He deserved the Hall of Fame manager that is Dave Roberts. Better get the due that he
because
so
he
well
understood
deserves.
The playoffs are a street fight, not the boxing match. Analytics is more like a long sample size, 2-year spread. And look who walked into the set.
Yes.
They call him the Train, D-Train.
I don't know if you heard me shouting out D-Train. I'm like, hopefully Dontrell will come by. D-Train, there you are. I was telling the story.
Once again, champions. Bulldogs, you deserve it. Champions.
Dontrell Willis about to get another ring here with the Dodgers this time.
God is good.
You got one as a rookie when you were with the Marlins, and I know this is really different. I was telling the story. You were texting me at 3:18 a.m. saying, hey, you still up? Neither one of us could sleep.
Listen, I'm so proud of the crew that I'm on, first and foremost. The city deserves it. The fans deserve it. The organization did it. It was truly an organizational win for everybody. All the arms, all the bodies. And I said it on Twitter. I'm going to say it right now. I don't want to hear any more Dave Roberts slander. I don't want to hear anything else about Dave Roberts.
He's a Hall of Famer now.
He was absolutely excellent. This crew is excellent. And this city is going to be rocking and rolling. So keep it down in downtown. Hey, I want that shirt when you picked the Dodgers. Poppy, Jeet, A-Rod, they didn't pick the Dodgers. You did. I want that shirt.
You're the only one.
Listen, I'm going to split that winnings with all y'all. And it's a big pocket of winnings. I went in A-Rod's pocket. You know that pocket deep. It's going to be a little lighter because I picked the right team. The best team won the World Series, and I'm super proud of them. They deserve it. They really deserve it. And I'm super proud to be on this crew, man. Thank you, guys.
It's our pleasure to have you. Looking forward to many more years. Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Take care, guys. The D-Train.
D-Train, Dontrell Willis. And we always talk about how Dontrell never threw a pitch, never played a game, never wore the uniform with the Dodgers. The fans absolutely love him. He bleeds Dodger blue now. And I want to go back to what we were talking about, the sacrifices that these guys make because they want to win so badly, or they push themselves to limits that maybe they didn't even know that they could reach. Blake Trinan going 2 1/3, throwing 42 pitches after missing most of the last 2 years. And then Walker Buehler in the 5th inning telling Dave Roberts, I'm going to go down to the bullpen, to where Brent Honeywell sees him walking down to the pen. He's like, what the bleep are you doing down here? He's like, I'm getting ready to pitch if Doc needs me. And it just goes to show how much these guys want this, and they will do whatever it takes to get over that finish line.
Yeah, and with Walker, you're talking about a guy who's a free agent. So he let it all on the line, his contract, his health, his whatever. Because you know what? He's a short-term champion thinker. That's why he's a big game pitcher. Short-term, get it done. I want the pressure. I want the ball. The worst thing you can have as a pitcher is watching somebody else pitch. So you want the baseball. And when we talked about that and how bad they want it, I'm telling you how bad Dave Roberts wanted. He could barely watch that last out. And remember, with a baseball, it's about probabilities, right? Everything's probabilities, and it's probabilities from past facts. Well, that's what a manager's role is. Put your players in the best position to do their job and to win the game. And Dave Roberts put the players in those positions, and then he took what Jerry was talking about, the look in their eyes, the moment, the character, and said, it could end up at 42 pitches for Blake Trinan, and he's supposed to be out of the game. But I ain't taking this guy out of the game because he's got the heart of a lion, and the heart of the lion was actually walking down to the bullpen, too, to back Blake Trinan up.
They call themselves the Dogs. And then they're probably, Brett, what are you doing here? He's like, listen, you're right. You guys are the dogs out here in the bullpen. Don't get me wrong. There are dogs on that staff, and they were all open and ready to go out there and deliver. So, and we know Walker Buehler. We're not surprised that he did that. And I guarantee you there were so many others that said, Dave, I am ready. I'm ready when you need me and however you need me. And also, that also says a lot about Dave. We have so much faith and trust in you. We're here for you.
And you know what's also great? We just saw Pajes right there on that bus. Young players are seeing this, okay? They're seeing this team win in a variety of different ways. You see the minor leaguers as well, what it takes to be a champion. And having manager Dave Roberts and the front office trust young guys. How many times throughout the whole season did we trust our rookies to go out there and help us win ball games? So it's great to see and refreshing. We have a variety of veterans, superstars, and young players as well.
Well, we saw Miguel Rojas on one of those double-decker buses. Got the victory stogie in hand, and people are singing happy birthday to Fernando Valenzuela behind us. What a great day here in Los Angeles. Yes, applause for the happy birthday to Fernando Valenzuela and some of the other fans who were out here. Nomar, listening to Mookie Betts the other day, talked about all of these championships, they're so special. He's been fortunate enough now to win 3 of them. He said 2018 was great with the Red Sox, 2020 was great here, but he said there's just something about this team. And I don't know if it's because of maybe the failures of the past 2 years and Mookie Betts taking it so personally and blaming himself for some of those early exits the last couple of years, but it seemed like maybe there was born out of those 2 failures the last 2 years a certain element of fight and grit and heart that this team showed all season long, and it continued here in October. And I think maybe that's why this one feels a little extra special for all these guys.
Yeah, I think you're exactly right, John. I think what Mookie Betts has had to endure, what they went through, and we know the expectations of this team. We always say at the beginning, we talk about it all the time. What's the expectation of this team? We're like, they got to win the World Series or bust. And you're like, wow, is that a lot of pressure? Well, they think that too. Is it pressure? Yeah, but you want that pressure. That's why you play this game. That's why you embrace it. That's why you want to be a part of an organization like this, because you want to have the opportunity and expectation to win a World Series every single year. But I think there's a few things that probably wear it on Mookie Betts. And listen, unfair for me to really speak for Mookie Betts, but I think 2020 and the fact that everybody's talking about an asterisk or that doesn't count, and then you're talking about a team when you have the best record in all of baseball, the way you just dominate the regular season, and then you get knocked out so quickly. And then also the performance that he knows that, when you're actually counting on guys like Mookie Betts to go out there in the biggest stage, and he struggled in those moments. So then you've taken this season, and probably the season where, the expectations were high again, and they were picked at the beginning of the season, but all of the injuries and all the adversity and everything they had experienced, and then on top of that, to still go out there and battle through the end, I think there's that fight. This is different from all
Kershaw are getting to experience what they experience here and love baseball.
Or even when they take over a stadium like they did in Yankee Stadium,
Yes.
but over there and showed them what Dodger Nation is all about.
Well, you hear the Freddie chants. I go back to when Tyler Glasnow was traded to the Dodgers, and he was telling us the story at FanFest, how he grew up here in LA, and he would come to games as a kid, and he would look down and see the players hanging over the railing in the dugout thinking, man, how cool is it to be those guys? They don't have to go to school tomorrow. And he had to go to school. Well, nobody's in school today. They're all here, either at the parade route or here at Dodger Stadium. And Tyler Glasnow here as well as a World Series champion, and he's with David Vassegh.
Tyler, you grew up a Dodger fan. You're part of a World Series champion now. First team to experience this since 1988.
This is unbelievable. I had no idea it was going to be like this. I didn't even know this many people existed. This is unbelievable. Like, it seems like the entire city of LA came out today. It's phenomenal.
A lot of you guys are so locked in. Did you realize how much the city and how much you mean to the city?
It's incredible. Yeah, like, I think the support for every single player on this team is unbelievable. It transcends baseball. It's bigger than baseball. Just to be a part of it.
The roar from the crowd, Jerry, all along the parade route, and each and every one of these players just being overcome in the moment here today.
And that's telling. Think about it. These players play in hostile environments. They play in a packed Dodger Stadium every single night. They just came from the Bronx in New York, a packed house, and to be overwhelmed by a sea of Dodger fans in Dodger blue, that is a sight to see. And LA has waited years for their Dodger team to celebrate and have this parade, and they are taking advantage of it.
You know, you dream about it as a kid. You know, Clayton Kershaw, he's worked so hard and going, okay, all we want is to win a World Series. And when we talked about it 2020, we experienced that. And you think about, yeah, we missed out on the parade. And you imagine what it would be like. And then it
Don't need to imagine it anymore.
You don't have to imagine. Now. Here it is, and it exceeds beyond your dreams of what you ever thought of it.
You can't stop smiling. You can't stop smiling. You drive down 110, you drive on the 5, you drive on the freeway, you're going to work, you're going wherever you're going, and you just can't start smiling. And you wonder, why am I still smiling? It's like you're smiling because you've accomplished something that you've wanted for so long.
And we already heard a bunch of Freddie Freeman chants. Freddie, Freddie. The LA fans know just how much joy he brought all of them with his performance of a lifetime in the World Series, winning the World Series MVP honors. Right now, Kirsten is with Fab Five. Freddie.
Freddie, how amazing is this parade? All these fans for you guys.
Yeah, this is incredible. LA really showed out today.
Can you believe just not about 36 hours ago, you became a two-time World Series champion, and now you're celebrating this moment?
No, it's hard to believe, really. I haven't sunk in yet, but I think this is made up for 2022. These fans are going crazy, and this is fun to be a part of.
When you think about celebrating something with all these guys, what does it mean to you, and how special is this group?
Yeah, it means a lot. This is all for the fans, though, because, you know, on those Tuesdays in June, there's still 53,000 people at Dodger Stadium, and this is what it's all about. And they came out and support us, and with these group of guys, this is special.
This is a long year for so many reasons. To be here to celebrate with your family, these guys, can you believe it?
It's hard to even put into words. Max is over here having a blast. Charlie's throwing things right here. It's been a long year, but everybody's healthy on our bus, and this makes everything so much better.
Enjoy all of these moments. I know Southern California can't get into this in LA. It's got to be special.
I know, this is amazing. Being from Southern California and seeing a parade like this is even better.
Congratulations, Freddie.
Thank you, Kirsten.
Well, as they say, all is well that ends well, and boy, 2024 is ending beautifully for Freddie Freeman and his family. Freddie is a World Series champion. We heard him talk about Max. Max is here. He's having a great time, and Freddie posted video last night. He went trick-or-treating with Max, and Max was walking around in his Spider-Man costume. It's just a great ending to what has been a turbulent year, a difficult year, but it ends in the best way possible, Nomar, in so many different ways for Freddie Freeman and his family.
It really does, and we all know, and we can keep talking about the warrior that is Freddie Freeman and the fight that his entire family had endured. Talk about the support that his Dodger family, these amazing fans, all of baseball, kind of the support that he gave them. But yeah, why do you do it? Why do you give it your all? Why do your family, his family, understanding? Yeah, listen, we know we want you here. We know we need you here, but there's also another need out there, and that's for you to go out there for this team in this city and go bring them a championship, and Freddie helped bring that.
You see the players right there. You know, it's good. It's LA, perfect LA weather. Make sure you get your suntan in. Kike Hernandez. Take advantage of the sun. Yes, you have a parade. You need that vitamin D to go along with, obviously, the drinks that are flowing. But this is a time to celebrate and enjoy. Now, listen, these players are overwhelmed right now. But this is something they will never forget. And I'm smiling because I know these guys have worked so hard for this, but I now envision them 10 years from now, 15 years from now, 25 years from now. They're going to remember that 2024 team, the championship, but also partying with the fans.
It's pretty amazing that this party will continue, and so are our broadcasts, because when we get these players on stage with us and interview them, it's going to be a lot of fun. And I think Kike's going to ask if we're live. I think Walker Buehler will ask if we're live.
Are we live?
I think there'll be, maybe Kopech will ask, are we live? And I think it's going to be a very colorful interviews today when we get to it, and we'll see even if Kike has clothes on by then. Because we got another couple hours of this.
You can be shirtless. That's it.
Okay.
And that became a thing this year, the shirtless pitchers inside the Dodgers clubhouse. Well, we just heard from the World Series MVP. How about the National League Championship Series MVP? Tommy Edman is with David Vassay.
I'm here with NLCS MVP, and his teammates keep calling him the MVP.
Hey, don't forget Eli.
Eli's here too.
Yeah.
He wants to be a broadcaster. You have any questions for your dad, Eli?
What do you got, buddy? Are you going to say how much fun you having today? We're having a blast. Thanks for asking, Eli. I appreciate it.
Tommy, is this exceeded your expectations?
Yeah, this is amazing. I mean, this has got to be way more than 2 million people. That's what they said at the beginning, but this feels like the whole city of LA is out here to support us today. It's been amazing.
Did you realize how much this city loves this team?
You know, I had a good idea, but I feel like I didn't fully comprehend it until today. You know, just seeing everybody out here, it's been amazing. Really, really special feeling.
How much do you love being on this team with these group of guys?
Yeah, there's nothing better in the world. This is these group of guys, best team I've ever been a part of. You know, welcomed me with open arms right away when I got here, just like Eli's welcoming this microphone right now. But yeah, it's been amazing. I've loved every moment of it.
Congratulations, Tommy, and you deserve all of this. You've been such a big part of this team ever since you joined it, and man, you are a world champion.
World champs, baby. Thank you, I appreciate it.
You and Eli.
Let's go, Eli.
Eli,
You have anything to say to your fans, Eli? No, he's good.
Thanks, Tommy.
Thank you.
World champion Tommy Edman, the NLCS MVP, and many teammates say the MVP along with Freddie Freeman.
Oh, Tommy Edman was absolutely incredible for the Dodgers all October long. And he's a guy that Andrew Friedman tried to get during the offseason from the Cardinals. Wasn't able to get it done, but he was able to swing a trade, Jerry, before the trade deadline to bring Tommy Edman here. And I don't know if the Dodgers are celebrating today without that guy, his versatility, and just how clutch he was all season long, playing really a half a season and then in October.
And that's why scouting is so important. Now, listen, I mentioned scouting earlier. Yes, you knew Tommy Edman can play. We just knew he could play last year or the year before with the Cardinals, but was he healthy enough? Is he going to be healthy enough to contribute? They went down, they said, hey, he's passing all the tests. He'll be ready to contribute come July, September, October, and August, and obviously he contributed in a big way. But I said it earlier, we all talk about this. You can have stars, but you need guys to complement your stars, and Tommy fits right into this team, could play anywhere, like a Kike Hernandez, like a CT3, hit anywhere in the order, and also clutch. The perfect acquisition at the perfect time.
Well, I also think this Dodger organization, and we have seen it for so many years, the way they embrace guys' versatility. I mean, when you look at what you talk about Chris Taylor and Kike Hernandez, we have seen these guys for the years, and we know what they meant to the Dodgers, but the way they're utilized and the way they are so valued. And then you have a guy like Tommy Edman and his versatility. Bring that in, his character, the little things that he brings to the game, where it's not always going to show up on the sheet analytically. And when it comes to the averages, whatever it may be, there are little things that are so important in the game that he brings and that we actually saw in the postseason that were so invaluable. As we talked about, once again, he brings the ability to get that 90 feet when needed.
When you put a whole bunch of people on a field, opposition and your team, and you feel like everybody's got the same ability, you beat people on the edges. And that's where Tommy Edman beats you. He beats you on the edges of the game, the base running, the defense, doing the right things, having the right mentality in an at-bat. That's where the Dodgers beat the Yankees. That's where the Dodgers beat the Padres.
And that's one of those things, or everybody talks about, oh, the Dodgers just buy these stars. They buy these stars. Tommy Edman's not your superstar player, but he is the perfect fit for this team, and he's a pivotal guy on this team as well.
Yeah, when you talk about guys like this, I call them gym rats. They're baseball junkies because they love baseball and they love every part of baseball. We see it with Freddie Freeman with secondary leads or the way he runs the base. He's not the fastest guy, but he knows how to get it done. And the whole team does that.
Yeah, and we need, from a scouting report all throughout baseball, they need to go out and teams need to recognize you got to find more of these guys, not the guys that just jump off the charts. It's the guys that understand the game that wins you ball games.
Bat-to-ball skills is huge.
Certainly is. The Dodgers are the 2024 World Series champions. We've got plenty more coming from the parade in downtown Los Angeles. The team about to make their way here to Dodger Stadium for the rally. Plenty more coming up. The Dodgers World Championship Parade and Celebration brought to you in part by Carl's Jr. Introducing Carl's Jr. Spicy Charbroiled Phenomenon, the Ghost. All right, let's show you why we are here celebrating a World Series championship, our top 10 plays of the World Series. Here we go at number 10. Game 1, Jerry, the hometown kid, Jack Flaherty, setting the tone for the series. 5 1/3 innings, gave up 2 runs, made just 1 mistake, had 6 strikeouts.
And that was the key, setting the tone right there, pitching deep in the ball game. Outstanding job keeping us in the game against a tough Garrett Cole. Great job, and you mentioned just that 1 mistake, but all in all, a great outing from the hometown kid.
At number 9 throughout the series, Nomar, the small things adding up to big results. Some heads-up base running leading to runs.
Well, I know we keep harping on it, but it's so true. Why 90 feet matters. You know, I had a friend tell me as we were talking about it, how the pressure puts on. But yeah, trying to get to second base, trying to get into scoring position, putting the pressure on the opposing defense, the opposing pitcher, and just capitalizing on little miscues. It doesn't take much, but you capitalize on it, and boy, is it energizing.
Number 8, Oral, your guy, Walker Buehler, big game Buehler in game 3. 5 scoreless innings, 5 strikeouts, picks up a win against the Yankees.
Oh my goodness, did I see a 2-seam comebacker to a left-handed hitter and not a 4-seamer or a cutter? That was an amazing pitch. He has reinvented himself to a place which is really, really hard, because when you take new tools in a new situation in the biggest thing of your life, that's very hard. That took some big.
Jerry, at number 7 every game in the series, the bullpen. They're a bunch of dogs, and they showed up in a big way all throughout the series.
Let the big dogs eat, led by that man, Blake Trinan. Everybody stepped up. They came out of that bullpen to really throw strikes, and even the guys that extended games, giving the big dogs a chance to go out there and keep the opposition at bay. They were great in the World Series, great all season long.
Number 6, Nomar in game 2, Yoshinobu Yamamoto, his first start in a World Series, pitches into the 6th inning, allowed just 1 run on 1 hit.
Listen, I know this is his first year in the big leagues, and I know he had some moments where there was a lot of just question marks, how he's going to handle it. You know, obviously the highest paid pitcher in Major League Baseball history. How's he going to handle over there in Yankee Stadium? How is he going to handle it in the World Series? Guess what? He's answered them all, and boy, did he deliver when the Dodgers really needed it. Tremendous performance, and Yamamoto and the Dodgers after that, obviously feeding off that momentum. We talk about starting pitcher setting the tone. He set the tone in that game, and they were able to finish it.
At number 5, Oral, what does a pitcher love? They love some great defense behind them, and the Dodgers had all kinds of great defense, beginning with Mookie Betts' diving catch.
You got to get supported. You get supported by your offense. They get you a few tallies early. You can relax and make pitches. But after that, when you're out on the mound with that lead, you need some people to pick the ball up. We are not a heavy strikeout pitching team, especially from the rotation at times. So those starters need that defense. And boy, was that a throw that Teoscar made right there. And Will Smith with a fantastic tag. This play right here, Tommy Edmonds, 5'3", maybe 4'11", and he still got this play done. You got to really have a stretch. I know Freddie Freeman can stretch, but Tommy really stretched right there.
Tommy with the spin and the throw to first to get Gleyber Torres. The Dodgers doing it with defense here at number 4, Jerry. Game 2, 9th inning. Yankees already put one on the board. They've got the bases loaded, and it's Blake Treinen and Alex Vesia to get the final 2 outs.
Obviously, huge situation right there. Nasty slider by the Blake train to limit the damage. You see Yamamoto and the guys cheering him on. How about Alex Vesia? Very efficient. 1 pitch, 1 out to close out Game 2. Dodgers take a 2-0 lead.
At number 3, Nomar, Game 5, the clinch game, and that 5th inning comeback. They got some help from the Yankees, and the Dodgers took advantage.
Don't give a great team extra outs. Because when you give them an inch, they're going to take more than just a yard. And boy, did they take it. They took full advantage. You make some miscues. They are looking for that extra base. They're looking at you not to cover first base. They are going to be hustling. They're going to be recognizing everything. They're going to wait for the moment, and they're going to capitalize. All those little things. Yes, they were down by 5, but they said, listen, there's a lot of game left. We are not out. We have a lot of fight in us, and we're going to go out there, and we're going to take it to them, and we're going to end it right here.
Number 2, Oral, the final inning of Game 5. Treinen is out there on the mound, and he's going to get the critical outs, going 2 1/3 before Walker Buehler closed it out in the 9th.
Over 40 pitches, the most pitches he's thrown this year. He's come back from surgeries. He's come back, and he looked Dave Roberts in the eyes and said, I've got this. This is a man of faith that said he thanks God all the time. Well, God gave him an awful lot of strength and an awful lot of talent, and he made it shine through. And then this young man, a curveball for a ground out. I think we're going to see another curveball a little lower for a strikeout. Here it is. And then we're going to see one more 78-mile-an-hour curveball in the dirt, a chase curveball. All of them start on the plate. All of them get the bat moving, and all of them create outs that bring a world championship.
And I love Walker Buehler's reaction as well, just letting everybody know I'm still him. At number 1, it is Freddie Freeman's entire World Series. Jerry, he had a performance for the ages, hitting the walk-off grand slam in Game 1, homers in each of the first 4 games. Let's enjoy the sounds of Freddie Freeman in the Fall Classic.
Freeman hits the ball to right field. She is gone! Gibby, meet Freddie! Game 1 of the World Series!
And that moment will live forever, Jerry, because they won it all.
Freddie, legend of the fall in the Fall Classic. Yes, Gibby had his moment in '88. Fab 5 Freddie, 2024.
Well, you see that 55,000 fans are making their way inside the Dodger Stadium, awaiting the celebration of the 2024 World Series champions. They are en route to the Ravine. Let's hear from David Vassay with one Shohei Ohtani.
Shohei, you are a world champion. What has this parade meant to you?
ワールドチャンピオンになりました。このパレードを見て、大谷さんにとってどう思いますか？
すごい壮観ですし、こんなに人がいると思ってなかったので、ちょっと圧倒されてます。
I'm totally overwhelmed with the amount of fans who are here. It's incredible.
What have you thought when you've seen all these fans? Did you know how much you meant to this city?
この街に対して、このファンに対して、大谷さんの存在っていうのはすごい大事なことっていうのは、大谷さんの中では知ってましたかと。
本当に1年目からこうやって応援してもらって、受け入れてもらってすごく感謝してますし、最高の結果を出すことができてチームとして素晴らしい1年だったなと思います。
It's been an incredible year. I'm so happy that I was able to contribute. The fans and everybody has been so welcoming.
Did you ever think about taking your shirt off like Kike?
No. Never.
Congratulations. You're a pleasure to watch play, the respect you have. And how about your guy right here, Teoscar?
Shohei, do something, Shohei, do something!
World champion Shohei Ohtani and the heart and soul right there, Teoscar Hernandez. Hermanos since Media Day.
Yeah.
Thank you, Shohei.
Yeah, really, since Media Day, those two struck up an incredible friendship. They speak to each other sometimes in Japanese, sometimes in Spanish, usually in English, but it's great to see them both celebrating today. And Nomer, I found it only mildly humorous that Shohei said he was just glad to contribute. I mean, he had a historic season, something we've never seen before in Major League Baseball. Nobody had ever done, what, 43-43 before, and he goes 54 homers, 59 stolen bases.
Yeah, the only one in the 50-50 club in that particular category, and what an unbelievable season. But him saying, yeah, I'm just only trying to contribute. That's what he's happy about. Well, that's also the way he is, right? The humility and also the work ethic. You just don't, that just doesn't happen by accident. We know he's an incredible talent. We know that. We heard about it coming in, but he definitely put it on display. But he just doesn't take it for granted. That man works every single day, whatever it is. We heard about him, okay, if I'm not going to be able to pitch, how can I even get better at base running? How do I get better at base stealing? Well, he's put that on display. And then also, it wasn't just all about the long ball. He hit for average. He was hitting when they needed it. He did everything from an offensive side and trying to get the extra base. Whatever is needed, he put on a performance for the ages.
Listen, there's a saying, don't talk about it, be about it. He's a guy, listen, he could have had any type of contract. He's the best athlete on the planet. Everybody knows that. But he deferred a lot of money to put this team in this position, not just this year, but for years to come. So he's all about winning. He's a selfless guy. Yes, 50-50, incredible talent, but he wants to win. All he cares about is being a good teammate. So that interview that you saw right there, that's a little small piece. He's a tremendous teammate. Guys say he's funny in that clubhouse, and he wants to be a part of a great team. He says he wants to do this 9 times. Who am I or who are we to say it can't happen? This guy wants to be a part of that dynasty, and hopefully that dynasty comes to fruition.
Well, I think after experiencing today, all these guys are going to be like, man, I want to do that again, because they're all having such an incredible time here at the Dodgers World Series Championship celebration. Let's go back to the buses, because Kirsten has Miguel Rojas.
Miguel, you're a World Series champion. You've got this incredible parade. How would you describe it?
This is all we wanna do throughout the whole year. We didn't think about this, but this is one of the most special moments for this group of guys. Get to celebrate with the fans. It's so special, because we didn't even imagine that this is possible. When we talk about winning a World Series champion and being the best team in the league, this is coming with us, and this is something that we're going to remember for the rest of our life, and this is the most important part.
Is this the fans that showed up? Could you have imagined how many fans are here today? And is this what you expected?
This is crazy. I didn't expect anything of today, but this is actually the best thing that I've ever seen in my life after seeing my 2 kids born, because I mean, what we sacrificed and what we did to be in this position and to be able to celebrate with these fans so close and actually like throw beers and champagne on them is the best part, because they deserve it as much as we did, because they show up every single day, not just at Dodger Stadium, but they travel best of the whole fans in the world.
You're wearing your Venezuelan flag to be a world champion from Venezuela. Describe that feeling in itself.
Hey, I understand that I don't represent just myself and my family and the organization. I represent the whole country, and I'm just so happy that I get the opportunity to bring every fan from Venezuela, because I know we have a lot, and this is special for me, and I'm glad that I have to represent everybody.
Enjoy this, Miguel.
Thank you.
It's been an overwhelming experience for all the guys on those buses. And they're about to be overwhelmed even more, because here inside Dodger Stadium, the place is packed. The fans cannot wait to celebrate this World Series championship. And Miguel Rojas, one of many heroes on this team who's made sacrifices. He played through a torn adductor really for the final few months of the regular season, was getting shots to help him with the pain just so he could play. And one of many heroes as the Dodgers are ready to celebrate with the city of Los Angeles and the fans here at the Ravine. Plenty more from the rally coming up after this.